Hello, YouTube. So, we have a cycle refresh on our hands. I want to talk about which faction you should pick between Merchant's Guild and COF, and how these event modifiers and sort of state of the game will affect what's happening. So, to quickly go over the cycle, we have a cycle starting September 19th. It's going to run until probably like January or February. We have a special event that runs from September 19th to October 20th in that time, where we have bonuses. And so I want to cover how these bonuses are going to affect player rate and how it'll affect which faction you choose. So the event modifiers are 50% more favor gain, 50% more reputation gain, 50% more gold drop rate, and 50% more random unique drop rate. So I'm going to completely skip that last part, the more random unique drop rate, because that affects both equally. But the others, you would think they're equal, but they're not. So I will explain. So, more favor gain. That means in COF, you'll be able to buy more prophecies, and in Merchant's Guild, it doesn't matter as much. It just means you can buy more items, maybe, if you have the gold for it. More reputation gain means that you'll hit the higher levels faster. In Merchant's Guild, that means you'll hit level 10 faster, which is the big break point, right? At that point, you can buy all the uniques with LP. I think 11 and 12 are both for buying legendary items rather than just uniques with LP. So hitting level 10 is what's important for Merchant's Guild. On COF, you want to get all the way to level 12 because that's where you get doubled prophecy rewards, which is pretty big. And there's a bunch of things from 9 to 12 that are all pretty big. So at COF, you actually want to get to the very end. Merchant's Guild, you only need to get to 10. So Merchant's Guild players will benefit more from this earlier, but COF players have more to benefit from this, I guess. 50% more gold drop rate. I mean, gold's important for Merchant's Guild because, you know, that's how you buy your items. This and the favor gain together means that you should be able to infinitely buy your items if you're playing. COF players means that they can buy more stash tabs. Whoopee. At least we got the new stash tab rework, which is awesome. So, next, talking about the cycle, right? This is all well and good that we have the event modifiers, but what does this mean for the cycle? It means that Merchant Guild players are probably going to play at the very start of the cycle for the first month and drop off, right? There's not a bunch of content. I don't think they're expecting a bunch of content. That's why the event isn't lasting longer. Their expectations are for people to play within this first month and maybe like 2 weeks to a month and stop playing. Now, that affects Merchant's Guild even more because people will get to level 10 quickly. They don't need to hit 12, they just need to hit 10. They'll get there quickly. If you read this line straight from the event, or straight from the blog post they put, it says, as reputation is gained from earning and spending favor, that means you'll be receiving a total of 125% more reputation. So you're getting over 2 times the amount of reputation, right? Something that we do in Merchant's Guild is that we list items for like low amounts of money, not zero, but pretty cheap, like 100k gold or like 50k gold, for items that are interesting, but we're not going to use them. Maybe some other niche build might, but like not many people want those items, right? So we're listing them for pretty cheap. That's going to happen less, right? Because while there might be more items dropped, less people are going to be interested in the niche items. What does that mean overall? That means the market's going to be a little drier. And because people are hitting the level cap faster, there's going to be less listing because you're going to need less experience to get the reputation gain to get to your level 10. And once you hit 10, you don't really need to go further. So less items are going to be listed overall. If you're playing more niche builds, you might be a little starved for items. I'm not sure. But what does this mean for COF? If you plan to play the game in the long term, it means that you can hit level 12 faster, which is nice. I mean, if they hadn't reset, you wouldn't have had to redo this, but if you would hit level 12 faster, which is good, and then you'll be able to spend that time, if you're planning to play all the way till December, you know, you'll be able to spend that time to farm new items. So if you want red rings or like stronger builds, you're definitely going to have a better time hitting them, I think, in COF this cycle, just because I don't see that we'll have the player base to find those crazy items for people to get some really good slams. So that's my take on what's going on, whether you should pick Merchant's Guild or COF. If you're planning on playing for this first month, pick Merchant's Guild, right? If you don't really care about like peaking your build, pick Merchant's Guild. If you are playing something that's super popular, like sorcerer with spark charges, or like, you know, any sorcerer, right? Pick Merchant's Guild. If you plan on playing until December and you're interested in sort of playing for the long term and pushing your build to the limit, Circle of Fortune is probably the way you want to go. You're not getting red rings otherwise. You're not getting some like really crazy gear otherwise. So if you're planning on playing multiple characters, probably also you want Circle of Fortune. Like if you want to push like 3 characters all the way to the end. But, you know, it is what it is. Y'all take care, have a good cycle, and show me your cool builds.